Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know why, but just thought I would start the whole streaming thing again. Let's switch the whole thing. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, I basically have nothing else to do, really. Thanks for the follows, guys. The follow thing is going to be the lick from Hanako Shoujo Manga spin-off, because why not? Everybody loves the lick. But yeah, just let me know. How's the audio sound? How's the mic sound? Levels, all that kind of stuff. Those notifications are quite loud, actually. But yeah. Is that a bad stroke guitar back there? There is some Mayos back there. There's a Fender Strat. There's a Jackson 8-string. There's the Yamaha and the Mayo basses. My notifications are so loud. Yeah, probably. I'll fucking take a look at that. But yeah, no, I'm just gonna talk. A lot of this stuff is just testing, testing how the stream's working. Streamlabs widgets. Those are, yeah, they're really, really loud. Noob streamer. Yes, I am a fucking noob streamer. But yeah, I just want to like chat to people, answer questions about Senpai III. And okay, so when you say I have to change the notification sound, I think that's the point, right? You want to hear the whole song afterwards. Hanako Shoujo Manga spin-off. If you haven't heard it, you probably heard it. Is that kind of presumptuous? But yeah, like how you guys doing anyway? Because it's been a while since I've done any of this stuff. Yeah, that is loud. Yeah. What volume do I have to fucking put it to? Follows. It's at 10% at the moment. Let's put it down to 2%. Let's put it down to 2% and see how that sounds. Subs. I mean, I don't have subs yet because I'm not an affiliate, but it's fine. The other thing I want to try out is just all the commands with the bot. I don't know if they actually work or not. But yeah, like if someone types in like ! Discord, does that work? No. Yes, it's the Pliny stream. Welcome to the Pliny stream. Hopefully the alerts are quieter. I'll put them down to 2%. Yeah, the bot's not working. I mean, I'll figure it out at some point. What's the hardest thing I can play versus the hardest thing I've attempted to play? Like, I had to break it to you, but I can't actually play anything hard on the phone. That's like really loud, right? I've got the sound volume at like 2%, and it's just whatever. I'll just deal with it. The bot has to be mod. Yeah, I think so too. Hello, Prog Snob. How's everybody doing? Welcome if you've recently joined. Yeah, I can't play anything hard on guitar. I'm gonna add BTTV for the modes. I'm gonna do stuff. I'm gonna learn as I go. Turn up my mic a bit. This is about as loud as it goes without. I've got like a amp for it, but it kind of causes noise. I'm trying to go without it. There we go. That's a lot quieter. Welcome, Nate. Welcome, Yako. In case you guys are wondering, they're from my Discord server. They gladly mod it for nothing. It's not so intrusive now, yeah, for sure. You can't play anything hard. How dare you say that, anti-elitist? How dare you? I swear. I mean, obviously, like the ability to play stuff is like relative, right? But like for me, I'm kind of just like, there are so many people on guitar who do things that I can't do and who are just better players than me. So like I've never really done that as a thing. There's a Discord link in the description, Yako. Like, so I think that's like the permanent link. Someone noticed my Don't Fret hoodie at Guitar Center, and oh, that's so cool. That's amazing. Especially since like Don't Fret is like there's like layers of knowing that it's not just like my name on a hoodie. It's like they actually recognize the Don't Fret hoodie. It's not in the chat. Users in chat. Yeah, my bot's not in there. So, like my friend Annie suggested to use this bot, and it is just not doing anything. So, yeah, that's not worked. Oh well. Clean my room. I mean, you're not my mom. Also, my room's clean. Like all that stuff, that's merch that's getting shipped this week. So, also, like, I've not said it at all, but thank you for everybody who's been following. In terms of like the playing stuff though, like I'm just boomer now. Like I play a Strat. That's it's pretty much a Strat. It's a Mayonnaise Strat. And I actually treat myself, and I got myself one of these. It's like it's a Gretsch Streamliner. It's like a hollow body guitar, so I can go even boomer. It's like you turn 30 and suddenly all you want to play is like boomer guitars. It's great. I mean, it is a Strat. I mean, technically every guitar is a super Strat, right? So it's just one variation of that. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I'm just gonna stream for a little bit, just chat to you guys. My brother's here to mod and ban all of you. And we're gonna just like, if you have any questions about Senpai 3, since it's like the latest thing I've done, feel free to ask them. It's fresh in my mind. I'd like to talk about it. Thank you. I wear clothes. I'm glad that you wear clothes. Not wearing. Actually, are we gonna be prejudiced against nudists? No, we're not. Wearing clothes or not wearing clothes, it's fine. Okay. Alchemist Stormer says, I saw Plenty and Aaron Marshall playing Fable at NAMM, and I saw Plenty playing some horrendous chords and shit. Does he have enormous hands or just a small Strandberg? A lot of, like, stretchy chords on guitar, you don't necessarily need the biggest hands to play them. It's just about finding a way that's comfortable for your hands. As far as I'm aware, the Strandbergs, the 6 strings, are pretty much the same scale length as any regular 6-string guitar, so he's not really, like, got any advantage with the guitar there. I think Plenty has... I mean, he has probably, you know, long fingers like a lot of guitars, but you can make it work, for sure. Just wanted to let you know that I've been teaching one of my students different paths to choose for music. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Plenty is very tall in person. Yeah, he's quite tall. There is a picture of Plenty and I from way long ago. I think it was in 2015. So you can see... Oh, God. This is a... That is not a... Sorry, I'm just trying to find this thing on my face. Oh my God, Facebook is like the least responsive thing ever. Okay, photos, my photos, albums, profile pictures. There we go. Yeah, go webcam corner. So you can see in that picture, Plenty is actually taller than me by like a few, like 1 or 2 inches, or like 5 centimeters if we're gonna use metric. So he's a wee bit taller than me, but he's a tall lad, Plenty. Just catching up with Chad. Thanks for tons of enjoyable music while drawing. That's cool. A lot of like if I was to do drawing, I can't draw, but if I was drawing, I'd love to do. Like, it's nice listening to instrumental music. Is Plenty like my height or something? I don't know how tall you are, so. What's your favorite DAW? Studio One. I'm using Studio One 5 at the moment, and it's really good. Everybody should use it. This is my favorite song of yours. It's playing. Oh yeah, Constant Variables. In case you're wondering why I'm playing my own music in my own stream, it's not because I'm a massive narcissist. It's because my own music is the music I'm absolutely guaranteed to not have Twitch take down, because I give permission to other streamers to use it, and it's not on any like copyright ID stuff. So theoretically, I should be safe from mutes and stuff, but I haven't asked anybody else if I have permission to use their music, and there are a lot of artists who are like me who are not on labels, so they could potentially use their music, but I'd like to, you know, ask permission first. Cool, let's go. Favorite songs are plus me. Coworkers 5 Strandbergs. I just can't get into them. Yeah, I mean, like the thing is, like Strandbergs, I really like what they do. It's just that it's the same for me. I just never found them conducive to my own play. What do you usually stream? Games or music? So I'm hoping to do everything. I'm gonna stream some video games while chatting, and usually while I play video games, regardless of what I'm playing, people will ask questions about this or that, so I'll do that as well. I might do some, like, you know, music production stuff, or like going through some stuff. The last stream I did was like last year, I think, or before that, where I actually wrote an anime opening on stream, which was a lot of fun. I'd like to do something like that, but I want to, you know, have some variety. So I'll be doing some of that as well. And yeah, I also have this idea of maybe, you know, writing an EP on stream, but that's going to be really intense. Thank you, ITZ Music Junior. I fucked that name up, but thanks for the follow. Cool. Do you have a personal favorite out of the songs you made for Senpai 3? So when I think about Senpai 3, I think of it as like a whole album, and like that includes like the novella as well. So I don't know if you guys have read the novella, but it's it exists. But yeah, I think of like the whole album with the novella and with the music together. So it's kind of like, I think of it as a whole. But there we go. Like, imagine like thinking this is a good idea, being like, yes, my expertise is in, you know, playing guitar and writing music, so I'm gonna write words. So I did all that. So it's kind of a whole thing together. But in terms of like what songs were the most fun to make, I really enjoyed writing Hanako's Shoujo Manga spin-off, because like I got to do like all this electronic production stuff, and then also Time to Decide, because it just sounds so anime. I also really enjoyed the little bit at the beginning of whatchamacallit, Arrival Reprises, because it sounded like, you know, a band practicing. When am I getting emotes? I mean, we'll just go along. Protest the Hero gave rights to all Twitch users to use their music, believe. That's great, because Protest the Hero are cool and are some of the coolest people and one of the best bands going, and I love everything to do with that band. Actually, I don't know if you guys know, but my first ever tour in inverted commas, there was only 3 shows, but in 2016 I got the extreme pleasure of supporting Protest the Hero on tour in Japan. So not only did I like get to support Protest the Hero for 3 shows, but I also got to go to Japan, and it was just amazing hanging out with them and, you know, meeting all of them for the first time, because it was like, you know, I love Protest the Hero, so it was just a great experience. And it was really surreal being in Japan, because the whole Senpai Please Notice Me thing, I thought it was just a meme in the West, but literally everybody I met in Japan who was aware of my music called me Senpai, which was like, they were in on it as well, you know. So that was an interesting experience for sure. But yeah, that's cool that Protest are cool people letting them stream. Winful, love your music, mate. Thanks, man. Stream quality is crazy, dude. I mean, like, I'm going all out. So, you know, I've got my Shure SMB, I've got my, you know, podcast mic, I've got bright lights and everything. So, like, I'm going all out. So, this stuff was all there. It was just like the online stuff that I need to test and get right. Let's see. Do you plan on putting out tabs for Senpai 2 and 3? Yes. So, in case you guys don't know, I'm gonna quickly not do that. I'm gonna quickly not dox my emails. Where is it? Where is Uncle Luke? Speaking of Protest. So here we go. So this is now out, the Set Course Andromeda tab book. It's been fucking ages, and everybody's been asking about it for so long, and like, basically, like, She Happens are incredibly busy. Like, these guys are doing so much good work, and unfortunately, the Set Course from Andromeda tab book was kind of caught up in a bit of a like a pipeline, like clog, whatever. But they got it done, and they promised me that they're gonna get new tab books out faster. the other cool thing is that they actually have all the tabs for Senpai 2 done. And I think I sent them all the artwork and stuff like that. I just need to redo the backing tracks for it. So hopefully that will come out soonish. I'm gonna get in touch with Luke again and see what they can do at She Happens for Senpai 2. But like, you know, fingers crossed it will come out a lot sooner than it took for the set course for Andromeda. Wow, Sithu happened. Oh, I mean, I got drunk on Rody Walker's Discord with some of the people there. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, and Senpai 3, I mean, I'll open up the tabs I've been starting out. I've done a whole 29 bars of the first song. So yeah, I'm gonna tab it out. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be cool. Yeah. Dang, it's 134 pages. What's 100? Oh, the novella is 149. The set course for Andromeda tab book's 198 pages. Like, lots of notes. And I'm doing badly on the note economy. I think I made a joke on tour. I think it was on the Sky Harbor tour where I said, like, instrumental artists, we have like the worst note per dollar return. But hopefully I get back some of those dollars per note on the tab books. Would love to see a Hanako's Day Off Studio One project breakdown like those Jacob Hollywood. That'd be sick. Okay, so this is really sad, but I switched PCs and all the electronic stuff on my DAW has reset. So I have none of the MIDI. Like I've got all the MIDI, but all the patches that I used on Circle 2 are just dead. They're not there anymore, so I have to recreate them. So unfortunately, it might be impossible to return Hanako Shoujo Manga spin-off to the exact state that I had it for the recording. I'd have to like recreate the synths in some way to try and get it sounding close, but getting it sounding exactly the same may prove to be difficult, unfortunately. But I will get around to redoing those. Also for like, you know, eventually playing live whenever that happens, and have those songs ready for the live shows, but also have the tracks for like, you know, track breakdowns, stuff like that. My built-in cringe limiter allows me to enjoy the music, but the novella sets off to alarms. Okay, so what I will say about the novella is that I can't even say that's like legit literature. It's about anime girls. But from the feedback that I have gotten on it is that it's very, you know, relatable, very real. Some people actually cried while reading it, so take that with what you will. Audio video quality is crispy, still using the Logitech video. Yep, I've got my Logitech C920, whatever it is. It's like I've been using that for so long. Best anime this season. I've not been watching anime at all. It's kind of sad, but I've just not. Good old Uncle Luke, yeah. So is one of the girls going to be a VTuber for the future career? I mean, I'm tempted to just like once an anime adaptation of the Senpai stuff gets made, I'm tempted to have all 4 characters be virtual YouTubers, but that's probably a market that's hard to tap into. Yeah, so I'm just checking chat. Hello. So yeah, I don't know if the novella is too cringe, but honestly, I think it's a really sincere piece of work. And like I don't really go into like anime tropes too much. It's mostly just about the whole like journey of how do you keep music and your creative stuff relevant to you as you move into your adult life, into university, into work and all that kind of stuff. And some parts are very depresso based on my own experiences of, you know, working and stuff. So yeah. Hey Sithu, why do you not watch anime? I've done that thing where like I'm waiting for the season to end. I'm like I want to binge an entire season of anime, and then the season ends and then the next season starts, and I'm kind of like, oh, it's whatever, I'll catch up later. And I've just been letting it like go on and on and on and on and on like that. Mostly just been playing like too many video games. I just finished like Horizon Zero Dawn, so that's what I've mostly been doing in my post Senpai release stuff. So yeah. Well, HoloLive would be hiring prospective VTubers to... I mean, HoloLive is huge. I mean, the whole VTuber thing is wild. The amount of like... I think that the thing is like, they can get away with the whole like simping thing. Oh shit, I can't say it on Twitch. Fuck. they can get away with all that, and like, but people are kind of buying into the act and the irony of it all. So like, there's a sort of audience performer, performative like layer that people buy into, and like people tend not to get as weird as they do with real streamers. I'd like to think that's what I've seen. Like, people get really weird with streamers. So apparently Twitch backtracked on that. Okay, I mean, I don't follow Twitch news. The last thing, oh man, what was, like, I don't know if like Twitch are gonna like smash my channel for shit talking them while on Twitch, but like my favorite thing that they did was like when people were complaining about like all their streams and VODs being muted, the Twitch were just like, just don't play music, Lamar. And I was just like, yeah, providing a really useful solution. And which is why part of the reason why I was so like forward with people. Like, so many people were asking me about being able to use my music in their streams, and I'm just like, go ahead, because at the end of the day, like, when people watch a stream, they're watching it for the streamer, and like that's the personality and that's the content, and like the content is the streamers, you know, interactions with Twitch and what they're saying, what they play, and all that kind of stuff. And my music is just kind of like a background to that. So yeah, they have their own copyright-free playlist. That's cool. I mean, like, just you just want something, you know. You just want Twitch to go just a little bit to actually support streamers on their platform, because like, it's the same thing that YouTube does, right? Where YouTube's like going after all like the big corporate TV companies and stuff like that, like cable, like late night TV shows and stuff like that. That's like, they're not the people that made your platform. The people that made your platform are like the people behind the camera, you know. And I mean, saying that, there's still a lot of amazing content on Twitch. I love documentary stuff. No, not on Twitch, on YouTube. I love all the documentary stuff. I love just informative videos. Like, most of the time when I'm on YouTube, I'm watching, you know, videos about history or science or geography or engineering or something like that. That's like the kind of stuff I like to watch. I know, really interesting, really coming across as an interesting person. I love it. What if someone wanted to use my music in their stream intro? Oh, yeah, I'd be totally cool with it, as long as, you know, it'd be really cool if they just said, you know, this music is by this weeb on the internet. That'd be great. DMCA laws in general are just horribly outdated. Yeah, I mean, we're never really gonna get to a point, I feel like, where it's gonna catch up, because stuff online moves faster than like the legislation can deal with. But yeah. Sigoboy Roy says, start a collation of Jenny Boys and make their stuff available for use together on a playlist or something for streams. Yeah, I mean, that'd be really cool. I remember, I don't know if you guys know who Lauren Babbage is, but you know, singer of a Canadian singer. She went around and asked like a load of people if like the music would be allowed on her stream, and she asked me as well. But like, she went out and made sure she asked everybody, which is cool. I guess it'll be nice as well, though, if there was just a playlist available that we could say, like, you know, if you want to use this stuff on Twitch, you can go for it. But yeah, so that's just me rambling about the random questions in chat. But I do also want to readjust my seat. I also want to like talk a bit about Senpai 3, and I'm trying to think about the way to do it. Do I just put on like the YouTube stream for Senpai and be like, yeah, so on this part I wanted to do this, and on this part I wanted to do that. I don't know. Like, what do you guys in chat think? I also didn't want to stream for too long. Probably like go up to an hour max, just to make sure that stuff's working and figure out what's not working. But I can maybe do that. You know what? Let's do it. Let's go to YouTube. And oop, that's loud. Okay, let's pause set course from Andromeda. So the other cool thing, I don't know if some of you may or may not know, but the whatchamacallit, the titles in the album, so you can see all the songs here, choice in a piece of paper, different parts, etc., are the same as the chapters in the novellas, so it's like a 1-to-1 correlation. And I kind of cheated because the music video for different parts actually has a different story to the story in the novella, so I cheated all of you. Have I already tested if my DAW works in OBS? Yeah, I've done streams with my DAW before, so I know how it works roughly. There's like a slight delay, but it does work, so it's fine. Chat, you're all cute. Yep. Getting your DAW to work with OBS can be a pain. Yeah, I use Vox Chengo Recorder on my master chain on whatever I'm streaming and just stream it to like a random extra audio device I have, like a headset, because I have like a gaming headset here, which I never use because why use a gaming headset when you just, you know, have headphones and a mic? This opening rhymes with some Genshin tunes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, show the YouTube stream, of course. Yeah, so like, I wanted this to sound like the opening to like a sort of like a slightly like more somber slice of life anime. So you can kind of hear that it's like kind of sad sounding. It's to highlight the melancholy that Megumi has about, you know, having to decide what she's doing in the future. The choices on the piece of paper refers to like the career sheet that she has, but because she's in her final year of high school, she has to actually make a choice about it. And then this one, I just wanted to make it sound like a super upbeat anime opening. This is, I think, like the fastest I've ever recorded a song on the Senpai stuff, because like this is like double time off of, what's the tempo? Like 115. So this is like the equivalent of playing at 230 beats per minute. So it's like the fastest tempo wise. But yeah. If I wanted to add some DV after the most would be paused. Yeah, I mean, I will get to that point eventually. I just want to make sure that like all the basics work, and I will get to all of that. Talk about my Aquila. I mean, what's there to talk about apart from it's an amazing guitar, it's shiny. Seymour Duncan, humbucker. I think it's a Pegasus in the bridge. These are the noises. I can't remember exactly what pickups. They're like noises in the coils. I think they're like custom stack strap pickups or something. 5A, Quilted Maple, Sunburst finish. Go to 510 bridge. Split coil, so I can get a split coil on the bridge. Flame Maple neck, Black Limber body. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about that part, but it's really, really sick. Okay, this part of Choices on a Piece of Paper is meant to be a gent riff. Like debating eventually getting an Aquila or saving up a Devel or saving up for an Aquila. It honestly depends on what you want. Like if you, I love the versatility that the Aquila gives me, because I can play. I feel like I'm less like shoehorned into like metal-y stuff with it. So yeah, I should also do this as well. So it just gives you a lot more flexibility. Thank you, Gwynfell. I'm glad you like it. I love this guitar. Like I just love going back to straps and stuff. I was gonna say we just missed the gent riff. Just wanted to have a gent riff because why not? So yeah, this song, like I said, just wanted to make it sound like, you know, an upbeat anime opening with a gent riff in the middle, and then you got the sad outro because it's meant to be melancholic in general, because it's about like uncertainty and all that kind of stuff. And differing paths. Actually, there was a song that I listened to that, and I can't play it on stream, obviously, because, you know, copyright and stuff for that. But this is meant to have like a more like Japanese math rocky influence, but like using the kind of harmony and tonality that has like the melancholy slice of life anime feel. So that's what I'm going for with like the intro and stuff like here. And then here it's like this part's in 3/4, but with the drums I was just like, I can actually just like play around with the timing. So 3/4 is really nice in terms of the available time signatures you can do. So I can mess around and like go for a lot of like different like time field switches and stuff like that. Pause the song while you're explaining. Is the song like loud compared to my voice? You know what? No, I'm gonna keep talking over the music. Is this part okay, the only other thing I can do is like turning it down in Streamlabs. Is this part Himiolo between drums and the rest of the band? Yeah, so like the guitar and bass parts are staying the same. Like all the time field change is coming from the drums. So like the drums are completely carrying that part. So like, it's one of those things where, and I think a lot of prog bands do this, where like the guitar, like everything except the drums is playing whatever they were playing, and all the feel change comes from the drums. So yeah. And then this part's just in 7/4, just more anime vibes. And then just wanted more piano. And another thing as well, actually, that I forgot to mention is that the piano's in every single song. And I remember, I don't know what review I saw it on or something, but I saw a review saying that, you know, like, it's kind of samey that the piano's in all the songs. I'm just like, nobody ever goes, oh, the guitar's, like, there's guitar in all the songs. That sounds super samey, man. Like, but because it's an instrument that I don't normally use, it's suddenly samey if I use it. So, yeah, there's piano in all the songs because it's, like, such an anime, like, it defines the anime sound quite a lot. So, going for piano there. Kind of reminds me of Hoseki no Kuni opening. I definitely want to think that the Hoseki no Kuni opening was an influence. What's the song called actually? Hoseki no Kuni opening. What is the song called? Kyomen no Nami by Yurika. So yeah, that definitely has like one of the vibes I was going for sure. Arvin, going back to work. Have fun this stream. Thank you, man. Thanks for coming along. Okay, so glad you said it was a 7. That's what I thought, and I thought it was going crazy when you said it was a 3. Yeah, no, the sort of verse riff is in 3, but then there's a part that's in 7. And then this part is just kind of like the build up to the refrain of the Senpai riff. And what's really cool about this is that the original song was in F minor, and the modulation that I do early in the song, here, yeah, goes from D minor to F minor. So I was actually able to get back to F minor. But the thing is, I played the original song on a guitar that was tuned half a step down, which is why I normally play the Senpai stuff on 7 strings, because the 6 strings on my 7 strings are tuned half a step down, whereas this was played in drop D, which is, you know, standard really. Which meant that the chords had I had an open G string which I could use for like more like melancholic sounding chords, which kind of added a little like different dimension to doing this part again, and you can kind of hear in the rhythm part. So that was really interesting to do. And the other thing as well is like the original song in this part, like the Senpai melody starts on the upbeat on an anacrusis, but this is straight, like it starts on beat 1. So it's just little subtle things like that, like I kind of like doing to subtly change something when referencing something else as well. And then in the intro, just random modulations, because random modulations in anime music are great. You said you use the Aquila for every song on Senpai 3. No, actually, everything up until like those parts. Okay, here's a secret. Those first 2 songs, I didn't even have the Aquila, so I didn't record the Aquila on those songs. Those were recorded my other Mayos. I actually recorded like there's a bit in a future with no color with my Aquila, and everything from Mari's New Day onwards is using the Aquila. So I didn't actually have it, and I didn't go back and re-record it. So I was kind of cheating in the music video when you saw me playing Aquila, and there's no Aquila in the music video. But I mean, who needs to know that? This intro I wanted to sound like I don't know if you guys have seen like Kimi no Nawa, Your Name, and I wanted to have like that cityscape vibe, like in the Makoto Shinkai film. So that's what I was going for there. And then I wanted to have like the same thing with the riff in 3, where you can change the drum feel. You can change the time feel with the drums while keeping the guitar part and the bass part the same. Especially the bass part here. The bass part's like really syncopated. It's like do-do-do-do-do. It's got that rhythm, but like when you play that rhythm over like a straighter drum part that's not like as swung as this, it gives it a completely like different vibe, despite the fact it's the same rhythm. So you can see that like the accents are, like fall on different parts of the rhythm, so it's a lot cooler. So mainly the CTS, it was a combination of the CTS and the Regis on the first 2 songs. Was this album more of a linear approach, or do you write stuff and then figure out its order? So I've done this pretty much since Invent the Universe, where I write out the track order, and I actually think of like the track names and like what the song should be and what vibe it should be, and I just write in that order. I like to work So what I usually think like big picture, so I think about the entire album and like this track list and the track names and like the overall vibe of each song, and then I sort of dive in and like work on the like on the specifics of each song. But then I also like to work in order as well. It helps me like visualize it all out. And then this bit just key change and a bit of a vibe change as well. And then just guitar solo, nobody cares about those. And then like a sort of softer, like jazzy, like arrangement with the return of the melody. So this is something that I think is a really cool thing that you can do in your own music, is where you just take a theme that's been referenced earlier in a song and bring it back later, but bring it back in like a slightly different context. So like for instance, that melody that's in the guitar and the strings was in the first part, but the first part's in 3 and this part's in 4, so you have to like, it has a different sort of, it has like a different sound or vibe to it. Motif, yeah, like motif, riff, melody, like you can call it what you want, like depending on how you want to reference it. But like for instance, I just bring this back, but it's over a different context and has a sort of slightly different vibe when you bring it back this way. You're the greatest of themes and variations. Oh, thank you. I think Pliny's pretty good at it as well. Thanks for following, Crofts. Yeah, Pliny does it really well too. It's just really fun, especially for something like an anime album where like melody is so important as well. So yeah, the song, then we go back with the breakdown, and then we use the breakdown chord progression to close out the song. And yeah. Also, like, if you guys have any questions about what's going on or like any particular element, like just feel free to shoot them in chat. I will answer them as I talk. But yeah, just, you know, big outro. And someone actually asked me, is this a choir? It's not a choir. It's actually tremolo pick guitar with lots of like really wet reverb and loads of delay. And I do this a lot. I actually did it as well in like transient transistors, where like if I open up transient transistors, this bit here, it's the same effect. You can hear the guitars there. So if we go back to, I don't know if you can like hear it clearly, but yeah, it's like it's the same idea where your like tremolo pick guitar has that sort of choir effect. Nate says, I'm gonna take off. Have fun this stream. Thanks very much, dude. So yeah, like it sounds like a choir, but it's really just guitar with loads of reverb, tremolo picked, and like you tremolo pick it so that the so that when it's heavily reverbed, it's a consistent like volume. It doesn't like it doesn't just drop in pitch like how you normally would hit a guitar note and it would like decay over time. It's to keep the note value consistent, but what the reverb does is it kind of like drowns out the picking, so it sounds more like a choir, like a constant note. Are bass notes still the Axe effects? Yes, so everything's still Axe effects too. I'm actually interested in the Quad Cortex, but I'd have to like try it out or get my hands on one, or like go to somebody who has one to try it out, because but I am interested because I've had the Axe effects too for so long, and haven't really gotten to contact anybody from Fractal about working with them, but I have done stuff for Neural DSP in the past regarding plugins. It's just a shame though, because like I've only done one video for them. I was going to do some other stuff and never got around to it, and generally speaking it's just because I kind of don't care as much about plugins as I do about hardware, because I just don't use plugins at all. I much prefer working with the hardware, so like, you know, that's why the Quad Cortex interests me. And yeah, so Hanako Shoujo Manga spin-off, I just wanted to make it sound like a Japanese like future bass track, like Snail's House, that kind of stuff. People ask me like, is this inspired by Polyphia? I'm just like, Polyphia was inspired by future bass to make a lot of their stuff on their recent releases, and like my inspiration also comes from the future bass, not Polyphia. It's just, you know, just obviously coincidental, because like they just add guitar to their stuff, I add guitar to my stuff, it's the same thing. But yeah, so like there's a lot of layers going on here. Actually, in the let's go. So there's the synths on the left and right track, and there's like synth bass, but there's also the electric bass, and there's also electric guitar fully distorted, pan hard left and right as well. So there's layers of that. I may or may not have used my Korg Miku pedal, don't tell Korg, and yeah, just like a synth lead and the guitar lead. So there's like loads of layers going on, but like because they're playing a lot of the same part, most of it's just to accent like the parts as opposed to like sounding distinctive. And then here I just wanted to make it sound like a I don't know what this sounds like. It's like kind of like, you know, a remix of like a Final Fantasy VII song or something. Straight yam, as in the veggie. Yamming out to this track, yeah. Man, so the thing about the Korg Miku is that, like, technically, I think you're not allowed to use their sounds as stuff in commercial releases. I don't know. Like, it's weird. Japanese companies can be really weird. I mean, like, we all see what Nintendo's like. Nintendo's just like, yeah, you can stream our stock video games as long as you give us like 90% of your revenue. It's like, okay, cool. Don't take the free advertising then. That's another reason why, like, just don't want to sidetrack, but that's another reason that I like allow people to use my music, because I feel like there's more to be gained from people going from streams to your music than like copy striking every single stream that uses your music to try and claim some like pittance of revenue from that. Like, that's just like a record label move, man. Like, fuck that. Okay, sorry, I'm just reading the comments. I was actually listening to the collab album before listening to the stream. One of my recent favorite things to do in trying to determine who you wrote in which part. Any plans in the works to do more work with Pliny? Man, Pliny is doing his own thing, and I'm doing my own thing. And, like, we actually plan to do more of the, like, the EP was called 1I, as, like, the Roman numeral 1, because we wanted to do more of them. But we just never got around to it, and that's fine. Like, honestly, like, he's absolutely killing it. It's amazing what he's doing, and I don't want to get in the way of what he's doing with, you know, random collab things. Like, it's also like you get to a point where like you kind of figure out what you want to do and you want to keep doing it, right? So he knows what he wants to do, I know what I want to do, and we'll just keep doing it. Like, I'm totally glad that we did the collab album, the collab EP. But it's just one of those things where I feel like neither of us really has the time to do another one, if that makes sense. Here is the Mario Kart section. I call it the Mario Kart section because it's like, I don't know, kind of has that vibe to me. And the guitar solo here is doubled up with the synth line. And then just have another chorus, and then we have the outro. But yeah, that's Hanako's Shoujo manga spin-off. And then Mari's New Day is a very sad song. If you, like, this is another reason you should read the novella, because the song has a lot more meaning when you actually read the chapter. Wait, does that work? Holy shit. I didn't realize that. Wait, I did not know that worked. Okay, well, there you go. That if you download the PDF of the Senpai III novella, you can go to chapters by pressing the chapter. Yeah, so this song has, I'm not gonna talk about it because it's really like kind of sad and tragic, but this song has a lot more meaning when you read the novella. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of have a I wanted to go for like that like Studio Ghibli, Joe Hisashi kind of vibe with the piano using like fourth harmonies, but I had to like simplify it a little bit, make it a bit more straightforward. And then yeah, just acoustic guitars and piano, just making it kind of sad. And these piano parts are some of the few that I actually kind of played. I mean, I would like play them with my hands and then go and edit everything so that it didn't sound like a complete amateur was playing them. So yeah, like these piano parts, for instance, I would actually track them, but then it's just like, it's just so obvious that, you know, I have no idea what I'm doing with a piano, so I go and edit everything. Slash novella. I'm just gonna there you go. And then here it's just like wanted to build it up, add instrumentation, and then that piano, or that violin sound. Like I recently got the Spitfire libraries. I got the Jesus, what is it called? You know how like you have like a thing in your head and you're just like, what is it called? Products. Oh, Albion 1. I mean, like, yeah, I don't think Albion 1, but like Albion 1 I use for the strings, but these are like ensembles, so they don't have any solo strings, so I actually have to go and Spitfire strings. Solo strings. Where is it? Yeah, solo strings. So I got Spitfire solo strings and Spitfire Albion 1 for use on Senpai. This is a setting for the future. You can turn on the latency in Twitch settings somewhere. Yeah. Probably. It's in a setting somewhere. I'm just unaware. InfoXD, Yodu, just want to say thanks for your amazing music. Thank you for coming to hang out. We're just talking about like some of the stuff behind Senpai 3. I was just talking about how I used Spitfire. I really wanted to upgrade the string sounds. Like I also used Keyscape for the piano sounds, and like I don't know, like I'm just blown away. Like there's so many different keyboard sounds in this, and I literally just used one. I also use the Celeste sound from this library as well, but there's so many keyboard sounds. But I also got Omnisphere, and like I'm planning to do some like more electronic stuff in the future. So I'll be using like combinations of like the electric keyboards and whatever synth patches I can find on Omnisphere for future music. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, Mari's New Day, very sad song, but it kind of has like a happy ending because I feel like the ending of the chapter is quite a like happy one as well, despite the sort of tragic nature of what happens in it. But yeah, Mari's New Day, and then this part I love, the whole band practice sound. Turn it up. Also tuning confirmed. The lick. But that was really fun to do because like I kind of recorded the guitars and then like added some EQ filters and some like really short snappy reverb to sound like it was in a practice room, and then added some vinyl hiss as well, just for the sort of tape room, sort of practice room vibe, and then obviously just played the lick at the end there. But yeah, this is just like bringing back a lot of the melodic and harmonic elements of Arrival Appears from Senpai 2, but just kind of stripping it back a little bit because I feel like the chapter in the novella, like, and this is another thing I keep doing as well, is like I'm trying to relate everything I'm playing to what I wrote in the novella as well. So this chapter is like a bit, because like Arrival Appears is like the whole anime trope, whereas like this is a lot more of a personal, stripped back look at Reina's like past and her personality and how she deals with her friendship. Just she's like it kind of like became clear as I was writing her in the novella that she really suffered from a lot of social anxiety. So a lot of the song was written to reflect that, like stripping it back and trying to make it a bit more like open and honest, if that makes sense. Like I don't know how you get an open and honest sound, but that's what I'm thinking in my head. But yeah, so this is like bringing back some of the melodies with like a little different riff, and then here we go, we bring back the melody, and then we have a drum solo. And writing this drum solo was a lot of fun because I got to do lots and lots of snare rolls, and snare rolls sound great and are a lot of fun. I'm just looking at like drummers and the solos, and like snare rolls seem to be a great way to like piece the solos together. Yeah, just, and I checked with some drummer friends, and like, is this something that a drummer can play? And like, yeah, you have to be really good. You can play. It's like, okay, that's fine. Just gonna pretend that Reina is like a really good drummer. There's a drum solo, and then we have another section. Just bring it back, and then we bring back the original melody, but over like a different chord sequence. And this is quite fun to do. It's the same thing I talked about before, where like I'm bringing back a lot of these melodies, but like the chord sequence is completely different here. So it's like, you know, using like the Weeboo 2.5. Nick, drummer friend Acker. Oh yeah, let's shout out Nick Acker. He was actually the person I checked with, and he was just like, I mean, first off, Nick was like, yeah, can you stop bothering me? And also, yeah, like I think that someone can play this. and then we just bring back the melody in full, and like I bring back everything, like the same piano part and stuff like that. Just have a nice drum fill to go in, and then piano glissando. I actually played that myself. Just, you know, you can just imagine me doing this take over and over again of just like sliding my hand down the piano and trying to get the perfect glissando. So yeah, that was that part, and then just, you know, different solo and like double time drums and stuff like that, as in double drums from the previous bit. And yeah, that's Reina Arrival's Reprise. Not gonna lie, this is making me feeling nostalgic. When I look back, music made me appreciate life a lot more since I was able to experience so much beauty. Thanks to you, really grateful for that. Oh man, that's a lovely comment, man. I'm always like kind of taken aback when people say stuff like that. Makes me really appreciate the sort of wonderful position I'm in to be able to share music that influences and affects people in that way. So really, thank you so much for your comment, man. Yeah, this one, just wanted to make it sound a lot like an anime opening. Just lots of random key changes, and like this part was like kind of went for a slightly like math rocky vibe, but like actually no, it's not math rocky at all when I talk about, but like, you know, just like a straight ahead rock vibe with like the split coil tone. And then like I wanted to add, you can hear the strings and the Celeste in that part as well. And then just glitching the drums and then changing the key, because this chorus part's in E minor, but the verse part's in G minor. So just doing like those 3 semitone minor third like key changes, and then those like normal anime like stops. And then I actually had like, so this is actually a nice segue, because this part I actually had a lot of writer's block. So I had a lot of writer's block in Senpai 3, but not in that I didn't know, I had nothing to write. I just had ideas, but I couldn't really work them into something that sounded good to me. So I did spend a lot of time on this part in particular. Like, how do I go coherently from that chorus part into this part here? And it was interesting for me, because like I also had writer's block with the novella, so I was like suffering from like stereo writer's block. It was a really interesting experience, but eventually I found some parts that I liked. And like, you know, unfortunately with stuff like that, there's like no easy way around it. I just had to keep trying to come up with parts and trying things out until I had something that worked. So yeah, but yeah, here I just wanted to make it sound like an indie math rock, like a Japanese like indie math rock track. So like there's like 3 different guitar parts going on, and then you bring back that little melody part. And yeah, it was this part is a lot of fun, has a lot of energy. And then go into the guitar solo. Again, nobody cares about those. And then kind of like a mini drum solo underneath the end of the guitar solo. And like I got to play with some more interesting chord changes here. And obviously I play that. And then this next part, it's like, I think it's like the only like piano solo in inverted commas, but this part was really fun to write. And it was really cool to hear people's responses when they like when they heard it in the single release, and they're like, "Oh, didn't expect the piano to go so hard there." It's like, yeah, me neither. I got to play around with some cool chords as well. Honestly, I found like harmony like really interesting, and like I'm only touching the surface of it, but it's scratching the surface of it, but it's just a lot of fun to play around with. And then we go back to the melody part. And then the only thing here I do is I just made the rhythm guitars distorted. Hello, RTS. Hello. Welcome to the stream. We're just going through Senpai and just talking about stuff that I did in it. Winter and entrance exams. Like, sounds dumb, but I wanted the intro to have a wintry feel, if that makes sense. So, very sort of like, I don't know how to describe, like I said, like it just sounds wintry to me. Like I have this like imagery associations in my head with like what I'm trying to write, and like that's how I view it. This is also one of the few piano parts that I actually played as well. And then yeah, just keep playing that melody. And like, again, this melody that you hear in the intro, you're gonna hear it later in the song. So just, you know, keeping that in people's minds. Hello, is that Eden? Yeah, Dr. Lapdance. Yeah, welcome. Hope you stream on other resolutions next time. I'm pretty sure I'm streaming at 1080. If it's not, then something's went wrong somewhere. But yeah, like, so nostalgic kind of. I actually wanted this to sound like that Tokyo Ghoul OP, the one that, you know, with the really falsetto singing, but like it just had a completely different vibe, and I just kind of rolled with it. So yeah. Oh, as in like lower resolutions. Oh yeah, sorry. I mean, I don't mean to flex, but I am blessed with gigabit internet, so I have an average of 900 megabits per second up and 900 megabits per second down, so my internet's kind of jacked. And I kind of forget that that's like the exception to the rule, so I'm sorry. It must be nice. It's kind of life changing when you download like a 60 gigabyte game and it like takes like 15 minutes. It's insane. Oh, thanks RTS. I'm glad you enjoyed the album. And from Chile, I was just like, someone actually asked me like, where do you think like a place where you have unexpected fans? And I immediately said Chile. I've been doing a lot of merch shipping, and like I have a like for where it is in South America compared to where the rest of my fan base is, I have a sort of what I feel like is a disproportionate amount of listeners and people buying merch from Chile. So basically, shout out Chile. 900 megabits per second. WTF, you're a god. I'm not a god. My internet service provider is a god. They're giving me that stuff. Anyway, yeah. So this song, just going. Here's that melody again. You need to be affiliate to get other quality options. This is my favorite album. Oh, cool. I also hope that people like, you know, I think a lot of people like Hanako Shoujo Manga spin-off and Time to Decide and stuff, but a different path. But I do hope that people will find different tracks that they like, and I think there's enough variety for that. And this is just like taking that little melody from the intro piano and just putting it in the background, and then just having just the chord sequence repeat over and over. So simple part, but I feel like, you know, it's kind of playful. And then I could play around with the instrumentation here with like the pizzicato strings. And the piano kind of does its own thing as well. Oh, my mate, when's the real stream starting? I'm here for the League of Legends gameplay. I'm not going to play League today, but I might do some like League streams as part of gaming. Graduation wants to make you cry. Okay, so that was definitely like the intent with Graduation. Let's just get through the rest of the song. Just kind of like the same melody over again, and then the riff. Yeah, so like, someone asked me like, what is the saddest anime, and I just kind of joked, it's the Graduation episode of every Slice of Life anime. I was just like, that was totally what I was going for here. Do I play Genshin? I did play Genshin Impact for a little bit, but I kind of stopped because I found the introduction to Genshin really cool, like the opening to the world and the characters and stuff, and then I kind of just got into like gacha mode, where it's just like grinding for mats and stuff like that, and then that's when I kind of lost interest. I played FGO as my main gacha game, and I stopped after a while. I've started playing it a little bit again. Maybe I'll stream some FGO, or maybe not. That might be like really, really boring for people to watch, but we'll see. But yeah, Graduation. Just gonna bring in like a new melody, acoustic guitar, and piano playing it. And I feel like, you know, it's got that sort of melancholic vibe, and then we bring back the Senpai melody. Remember the Contortionist cover in anime style, but it's only on YouTube. Do you plan on uploading in high quality someday? I feel like it's like it's an unmonetized video on YouTube, and because it's a cover technically, I don't really plan on putting it on other places because like it's a bit weird with that. So it's just on YouTube at the moment, unfortunately. This song makes me think of Angel Beats whenever I hear it, and my heart just hurts. Oh man, Angel Beats, what a show. Still play FGO even though I kind of lost interest after Genshin. Yeah, I mean, then just FGO just keeps dragging me back every now and again. Grand Blue has been the only other gacha game I can handle so far. I mean, the reason I like FGO is because I'm a big Fate fan. I really like Fate Stay Night and stuff, and like I feel like with Fate, you kind of like, if you're playing FGO, you're already in the rabbit hole already, I feel like. Or like, that's how I feel. So like, if you're in the rabbit hole, then like, it's easier to accept that like, you know, that King Arthur is like 17 different like random blonde girls. So it is what it is. I was talking about Senpai 3 apparently, and not FGO, but like, I mean, whatever. Not playing Azure Lane. So, Azure Lane is just a Chinese knockoff of Kantai Collection, and the only reason that nobody's playing Kantai Collection is because Kantai Collection was like, no, we have to be JP only, and refused to let Westerners play it. Human, thanks for the follow. Anyway, second chorus, add strings to the melody. Then guitar solo. Again, nobody cares about that, but I got to play some fun chords here. Fate Zero is still my favorite Fate series. I really like Fate Zero, but Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night UBW have this like weird chicken and egg thing where like I feel like both spoil each other, so I don't really know which one's worth watching first. I would still say watch Fate Stay Night UBW and then go back and watch Fate Zero. And then as for most of the other Fate series, I think like pretty much all of them are like mediocre to okay. And then like I would say the really good one that's come out recently has been Babylonia, Grand Order of Babylonia, but then Babylonia requires knowledge of the rest of the Fate series to really get the most out of it. I think you can watch that blind, but there's a lot of stuff that you just don't know if you haven't played Fate Grand Order. Man is speed running his own album. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've just been like skipping over every single guitar solo because like I've just, you know what I said about like when I said at the beginning about, you know, having a motif. So the motif in the stream is me saying that like I'm not good at guitar, I don't really care about playing guitar, I'm just a boomer and I play like strats and like hollow bodies now, and like doing the same thing through the stream, just skipping all the guitar solos. Graduation does a great job of pulling your heartstrings to familiar motif in the title experience. Setting expectations, of course, love it. Thanks, man. Thanks, Skipx. You mentioned this will be the last Senpai album you make. Do you have plans, ideas for future albums in the works? So, the reason why I say it's going to be the last Senpai album is because I feel like, you know, it's trilogy, nice and self-contained, and I feel like the album, like, it kind of expanded in scope as well. So the first EP, which is like a 3-song EP, then it was like a 5-song EP, and then it becomes like a 10-song album with like a novella. So I felt like the scope was, there was like room to grow the scope of the album every time a new release came along. And I don't know, I don't really know if there's anywhere else to go, and I've kind of told the story that I wanted to tell with the characters as well. Like, I kind of leave the ending of the novella slightly open-ended, and you can kind of make up your own future for these people, but like, in my head canon, they go off and they do amazing things with music and their careers and stuff like that, and they go do cool stuff. That's how I see it anyway. But yeah, that's I think there's probably not going to be another Senpai release. Also for my own sake, so I can keep, you know, working on different things. As for new stuff, I feel like doing something more like jazz inspired or something like more electronic inspired. I don't know. I still haven't figured it out yet. It's like barely been a month since Senpai 3 came out. But yeah. Also, that intro was a lot of fun to do. Like the whole like trying to make it sound like a live track. The VNs are great. I've not read the VN. Wanted to let you guys hear that. That was a lot of fun to do. Like, again, slight short reverb. I also added some like saturation for that. Like, I don't know, there's a sort of live sound expected where like everything's really loud and overpowering, so I feel like the saturation gets that across. Any chance of Andromeda set becoming a trilogy? No, I think Set Course, well, it kind of is a trilogy because you got Set Course for Andromeda this one, then you got the Andromeda, and then you got Homebound. So I'm gonna hand wave my way into saying that was already a trilogy. And I literally didn't come up with that excuse or answer just now. Human, I really like your music. Adventure is my favorite. The anime gent is very curious and interesting for me. Yeah, it's funnily enough, the anime stuff kind of gives you an excuse to write stuff that's more poppy, and I've really been enjoying more like poppy music recently. So it's kind of like stopping myself from being pigeonholed in just like instrumental metal, gent, and prog metal stuff. I can do stuff that's more poppy and still kind of have the elements of my own music that people enjoy, so that they don't go like, oh my god, you're writing pop, you're such a sellout. So yeah. When do the senpai girls go to space? Okay, so here's another theory. So you know how people think that like Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40k are connected universes, and how like I'm trying to think of another universe that's like that. That's the only example I can think of. But here's an interesting speculation on senpai lore and Set Course for Andromeda lore. The space cadets that go to Andromeda throughout the first disc of throughout the first disc of Set Course for Andromeda and end up going to Andromeda in the Andromedan, those space cadets are actually the senpai girls or descendants of the senpai girls. So I'll let you mull over that bit of lore and see what you think of that. I'm not talking about this song. I mean, like, this is just like, you know, me skirting like possible legal trouble again with Anime Leaders Part 2. But yeah, like, think about that for a while. Like, maybe, just maybe, you know, like 1,000 years in the future, or however far we have to go into the future for travel to another galaxy to be completely trivial, to the point that a bunch of space cadets can do it by accident and end up, you know, breaking their version of like the primary like directive. What is it from Star Trek? That thing where they're not allowed to show themselves to alien species. The point where like space cadets can actually go do that. Yeah, just pretend that maybe like these are the descendants of the senpai girls and they actually accidentally go do that. Prime directive, yeah. Is there any lore that goes to the Andromeda stuff? So not really, but like the idea I had was like the idea between Set Course from Andromeda, and this is around the time I quit my job as well. It's like it's the idea of something, an idea being really dumb, but it working out anyway in the end. Hello, Sensei Josh. Yeah, so it's like you have a really dumb idea, but you follow it through and it all works out in the end. So that's kind of the idea of Set Course for Andromeda, but it's just fun to muse and like say stuff like, oh, maybe the space cadets are actually the senpai girls or something really dumb like that. What's good? I'm just chilling. Like, this is my first stream in ages, and I have the setup to stream, so I'm gonna maybe do more of it. And it's gonna be like a variety of streams, like music and chatting like this, and maybe some video game stuff. If it works, then it's not dumb. Good point. If it does work, then you're good. By the way, I get the inspiration when making Homebound. I always get the massive The Martian vibes from it. Was that intentional or pure coincidence? Pure coincidence, I think. I don't think I've actually seen The Martian, so that would have been a pretty hard one to pull off. Actually, like a lot of people did say, like, because Set Course for Andromeda came out in 2016, and it came out in the same year as I think it did. When did Mass Effect Andromeda come out? Mass Effect Andromeda came out in March 2017, so it came out a year before. But people were like, oh, this guy must be really excited for Mass Effect Andromeda. I was excited, and then I played like an hour of it, and I was like, oh my god, this game sucks. Anyway, yeah. Are you going to release the light novels in other languages, like Spanish, for example? No plans. If I was going to release it in another language, I would have done it in Japanese for the meme. Unfortunately, I don't have... Well, I haven't looked into people being able to translate it or anything just yet. So, but like I was looking into getting it translated to Japanese. But it's like it is a lot of work. Like 100, it's like 149 words. I think it was like 42,690. No, sorry, 149 pages. 42,690 words. So it's a bit of a hefter for somebody to translate. I'm just gonna put back Set Course from Andromeda since people are talking about it. So yeah, translating that would have been a bit of a beast. Set Course from Mass Effect Andromeda. The less we talk about Mass Effect Andromeda, the better. At least they're remastering it, and like I've got a lot of friends who've never played Mass Effect before, so I feel like the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, like the whole remaster, is like a good way to introduce them into the whole Mass Effect world. I remember being excited while blasting Set Course, and then the game happened. Yep, game happening was a big bummer. Let me turn down Spotify a bit more. Yeah, the game happening was the best thing to ruin all hope that you had. like you knew that EA had killed Mass Effect back then. But that would be actually fun. Actually, like if like I don't know when it's coming out, but it'd be really fun to stream a full playthrough of Mass Effect Legendary Edition, so people can criticize my decisions and meme me for my builds and stuff like that. But yeah, like I feel like this has been a really successful test stream. I think I tested out most of the things that I wanted to test out. Turned down the alerts, which is good. The alerts were really loud. And yeah, like we're just gonna wind down a little bit, but hopefully you get to. Hopefully I'll actually stick to it, because I feel like I've had opportunities to stream in the past, and I just kind of stopped, and I had no reason to really. But I'm thinking now I don't really have any excuse to stop, because I'm not doing anything. I just released the album, so I'm not working on music for a little bit at least. Yeah, Senpai just saying it's hard to stick with it. It's like, you know, you're expected to just talk for an hour up to people, and like, you know, if the game, like, especially like, you know, this has been pretty good actually, because I've been able to hopefully keep the stream interesting for all of you for this time. But like, you know, like if you're playing a game and the game's not interesting, or you know, whatever, it can be hard to keep that up. But hopefully, fingers crossed, I will keep this up and I will stream relatively regularly. I'm thinking like, you know, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I think that sounds okay. There's what's chat saying. Criticism of Mass Effect Andromeda was justified. Yeah, that game was just not good. Corrected my horrible mistake of only owning the original Senpai physical, but by ordering 2-3 order feel less guilty about it. I mean, I make the damn things, man. Like, if anybody should feel guilty, it's me. Like, I'm bringing this anime push into the world. Very glad to hear you've had fun and certainly enjoyed it. Very personable, very cool to be able to talk to someone in my grade. Oh, thank you, man. Like, I mean, I think, like, talking to people, especially streaming, like, being able to just natter away for an hour, like, it's not easy, and I've definitely had practice. Like, you know, I don't know if any of you experience this, but if you're ever playing live and you're tuning guitar and there's like literally nothing going on, and like you just can't help but talk and like try to fill the silence a little bit, it kind of feels like I'm that, but I'm constantly tuning my guitar and I'm constantly having to come up with things to say. It's nice though having you guys in chat though, just to ask questions and like just talk and bounce off. It's like that, but I'm getting like constant prompts or something to talk about things, so that's good. If you have any favorite artists at the moment, someone you listen to constantly, I've been listening to loads of this random Japanese band called Genie High. It's got the singer Tricot in it, and like they're really it's kind of like weird J-pop in some of their songs. Some of it's more straightforward J-pop, but I've enjoyed listening to them. Other than that, I kind of just like, if I go to Spotify, I'll just put on like the lo-fi playlist if I'm like working or chilling, and I'll just have that on. Or I'll listen to like an Anomaly song, and then I'll just go off the radio of that and just listen to like jazz, like electronic stuff based off of that. So I don't necessarily listen to like specific things. And like, I don't know about you guys, but like whenever somebody asks me like, what is your favorite album? Like, what was your favorite album of 2020? I'm just thinking like, what albums did I listen to in 2020? Holy, like, so I'm very bad at those kind of questions. If a stream ever gets boring, just play Hanako's Day Off. It'll turn it right around. Yeah, just like, it's kind of like like that big red button you press is like, yeah, stream's getting boring. Hanako's Shoujo manga spin-off. His first album sounds very genty, and I like that. Oh, thanks, man. Senpai Josh, honestly, you and Pliny are like the biggest inspirations for me making music. Thank you, man. Like, it's like, honestly, it's one of those things where like all of it is worth it if people are inspired to make their own music and do their own thing. Because I feel like the way I look at music is very selfish. Like, I think about it in that like I'm having fun, and anything else is like a bonus. So it's kind of a selfish viewpoint, but like the bonuses include like people being inspired and people doing their own thing. So it's really cool to hear you say that. Truly great. Thanks for the music and taking the time to explain the songs. Thank you. Panda Cry for help. How's it going? Yeah, I'm great, man. Just trying to do the streaming thing again, and I feel a bit less sort of pressured to do a specific type of content. Like, I feel like I can just like this has been great because I've been able to like talk to like 30 plus people for over an hour, and no one's left and left comments been like, yo, this is boring, I'm out. So this has been great for me. So I think I'm confident enough with what I'm doing with the streaming to actually just have a stream where I'm just talking, so it doesn't necessarily have to be working on music stuff and video games, but I want to do all of that stuff. So like the next stream, for instance, might be me playing a video game, and the stream after that will be me like, you know, working on some music or looking at like the project files for something for Senpai 3. So like the options are there, which is cool, and I can and I'll just like I'll kind of just decide on the day when I want to stream and what I'm gonna do on it, and I'll try and mix it up for you guys. 2020 Impulse Voices, 2021 Senpai 3. Impulse Voices was good, but then Dr. Lapdance, I keep calling Eden because like, he's a mod on my server, Discord server. If you guys want a link to the Discord server as well, it is in the bit below the stream. It's in the about bit, the links. What I was gonna say, yeah, Palimpsest by Protest the Hero, great album. Favorite album of 2020 was New Wilderness by Corellia, even if rough around the edges. Yeah, the Corellia thing was like it was weird that it came out then. Like I was kind of just expecting it to never come out because I think they've been relatively public with their issues, Corellia have, so it was interesting to see it come out, like even in the rough state that it was. I gotta say, listen to your music is always entertaining. Love the energy you give. Thank you, man. Arrow Plus Knee was the first song I heard. Yeah, I feel like just the name Arrow Plus Knee equals Adventures Over was just like probably the biggest red flag that any of you needed to know that I'm a fucking dweeb. Like I was like, this was the red flag that this guy, that was what, 2012 Isles EP came out. Like this guy in 3 years time is gonna make an EP about anime, and you should have seen it coming from Arrow Plus Knee equals Adventure Over. 2020 had Circadian and 2021 is Senpai 3. Yeah, Pikachu Hulk, welcome and hello. Interesting for sure at the very least. It was some compilation called Songs in the D. Yeah, Songs in the Key of D. Yeah, there's a record label called Rogue Records, I think, like doing that Gent compilation because like Gent was still like a novel thing back then and not absolutely done to death. So yeah, red flag for me was the only girl in the world in power covers. Hey man, like I feel like if you're doing covers of like pop and rap songs, like the logical conclusion of that is not anime. But I feel like with video games, I feel like there's a larger crossover between like video games and anime. So that's my logic at least, yeah. Damn, nobody's mentioned Interval, Circadian, Dose, and Hanako's the vibe we needed. I mean, I think I did mention, like, whenever, I've done a couple of interviews recently where people ask me, like, you know, what were my favorite albums of 2020 and stuff, and I'm like, well, also out of, like, you know, just wanting to shout out friends, but, you know, yeah, definitely, Intervals, Circadian, great album, good listen. Moon Run Away to Make Me Lie. Yeah, no, I think it was mentioned. I'm just trying to keep up with chat. But yeah, like it was a good album for sure. Also, it's like I feel kind of like you guys were kind of spoiled, right? Because like Impulse Voices and Circadian came out really close to each other in November, and then around that time I also announced Senpai 3. So I guess if you're a fan of that style of instrumental music, you had like a lot to go off on that at that point. Even after nearly 10 years of listening to your stuff, I'm still hyped for anything that comes out. Thank you, man. And also crazy, 10 years. 2021. So September 26th, 2021 will have been the 10th year anniversary of the release of Cassini, which is kind of fucking wild. I mean, like, I'm just thinking about that, and I'm like, fuck. I'm fucking old. And the fact that, like, I've heard stories that some people were like, yeah, I was like 14 when I first heard Double Helix. Base Man, thanks for following. Yeah, so people say that like you know, they're like 14 or 15 when they first heard Double Helix. I'm just like, holy shit! Like, people really are younger when they're younger. That's like a Fate reference, by the way. Like they say stuff like people die when they're killed, and Berserkers really are berserk. Thank you for the follow as well, Gaktar. Senpai 3 is an optimistic and melancholy album. Yeah, for sure. I think the overall message of Senpai 3 as an album is definitely optimistic. But I feel like it's meant to be relatable in all the ways, and like the big theme of the album is like, how do you keep stuff like music and creative endeavors a part of your life while going through like really, really transformative periods, such as, you know, finishing high school, going to university, trying to find a job. And like, I've been through that myself. I feel like every single musician goes through this, where they're just like your number one passion is your music, or, you know, your art or your literature, and you're just like, I want to keep doing this, but how am I gonna like pay for rent and eat food and shit while trying to do this stuff? And it's like, everybody goes through that, and I went through the same thing. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like, I never went into music thinking that I was gonna make a career of this. Like, I was like, you know, it's fun, I'm gonna keep doing it, I find it interesting, and like the whole mixing stuff was a lot of fun as well, like being able to do this stuff at home. But like, when I went to university, I'm like, I'm gonna get a physics degree, I'm gonna get a job, the music stuff's gonna be in the back burner. It's still there, it's not going away, but you know, I'm gonna do the job and stuff for money. And it was only later that, this is why I say, like, I do music for fun and everything else is a bonus, because I eventually got to the point where like I could, you know, make a living out of this. And like, I'm reminded every single year when I have to do tax returns for music that like, this is a living now. But it's like, it's always going to be that thing I do for fun that kind of has loads of bonuses. So that's the way I see it. But yeah, back to Senpai 3. It's kind of taking that vibe and like, you know, exploring the sort of emotional headspace of somebody going through that transition. But the people that we're looking at are anime girls. So yeah. Sefit, thanks for the follow, man. And yeah, and I remember working on that solo for your song as well, if it's the same person. So yeah, welcome to the stream. Just found your recent stuff recently, and I've been loving so far. Keep it good. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Just because you're right doesn't mean you're correct. Yeah, fucking fake line. Aza saying, then you realize corporal life is soul sucking. Yeah, man. The corporal life is I actually specifically started the when I played Cyberpunk 2077. I actually started as a corpo because I'm like, hey, I've done the corpo stuff. That's me. Oh, it is Sifid. So yeah, welcome to the stream, man. Queston asks, is the solo in the new tab book? Yes, all the guest solos are in the new tab book. I'm exactly at the point of at that point right now. Your video and Senpai 3 really helped me with that. Thank you. Enough. I mean, like, first of all, I'm glad it's helped, but it's just like, you know, I feel like a lot of people rush into it and they feel like, you know, like their first band or their first instrumental release has to be the thing that makes the career. And I feel like, you know, my experience at least has been like, it's been really gradual. Oh, hello Keito. Hola Keito. My experience with it has been like, everything that I've done has been really gradual, and like it's been a growth over time. And a lot of people that I know who are successful within the music field never went into it thinking I'm going to be like, my goal is to be a successful musician. Like their goal was always just to be like, I'm just gonna have fun with it and like make music that I think is cool. And the stuff afterwards, the success, if you want to call it that, has been just a result of them just doing what they love, and then they get that sort of reciprocal thing where people enjoy the music, so like you get this sort of shared energy of people also enjoying their music as well, and then like, you know, it grows from there. And then you know and then you get opportunities from like-minded people who also like your music and you like their music, and then you go on tours together and all this kind of stuff. So like, I feel like that kind of organic growth is like the healthiest, because it, like, you know, people want to blow up, and I feel like, you know, it's cool to blow up overnight and become like an Instagram guitar sensation or whatever, but like that's what people want from you. And like, you know, I feel like it's easier to manage expectations when you're doing things gradually. And I don't want to say that doing things gradually is the right way, but I feel like it's the right way for me, because I can, you know, there are times when like you guys won't hear from me on social media for like weeks, and that's okay, because I do that, and no one's expecting me to be on social media posting a guitar video every single day kind of thing. So it helps me keep that kind of balance. I mean, if you want to find somewhere where I'm like posting every day, it's my Discord server. But my Discord server is its own like madness. Back when Invent the Universe came out, I was watching Destiny stream and he was listening to it. It was super weird because I thought it was coming from my Fubar or something, but it was his. Clashing two worlds like this 2003 blew my mind. Oh yeah, I mean, I remember like seeing loads of comments, people being like, oh yeah, like I came here from Destiny stream, I really enjoyed the music. And like that was when like I was first like, streamers listen to your music, like the best way is just get on good terms with the streamers, like because that's the best way to piss any kind of content creator off, being like, hi there, I see that you're using my music on your stream, I'm gonna copy strike all the audio. Like, you do not make friends doing that. So here's I guess some advice. If you're like a musician and like you ever get the opportunity to get on good terms with streamers and have the streamers listen to music, build that relationship. It's like just basic networking, right? Like I've got a bunch of streamers who like really enjoy my work and listen to it, and it's like, it's super cool. I think that's amazing. And all the power to them. And also, like I said before, like the content that people watch is whatever the streamer's doing, whatever game they're playing, whatever they're talking about, their personality, their brand, all that kind of stuff. And the music's just in the background. But the thing is, like, if it's in the background, it's still kind of there, and like someone might be like, oh, what are they listening to? And then they find out about your music and you get a new fan, and that's great. And I feel like that way everybody wins, as opposed to when you like copyright strike stuff and then like everybody's just fucking pissed off after that, right? So it's not the way to do it. Maybe I should have more fun with it. Not to say that. I mean, like, the thing is, it's music is fun in the same way that Dark Souls is fun, because sometimes it's fucking soul crushing and it's just like, I want to give up and I don't want to do this anymore. But the thing is like, there's just like a joy, because it feels earned, you know, when you write a song and you finish it and you overcome, you know, writer's block and the fucking Ornsteins and Smo of your mix. Like, you know, when you finally get that snare sounding good, it's like there's a sense of achievement. And I feel like that's why music feels so fulfilling in many ways, is because it's not easy. And that's why it feels good to do in a lot of ways. So I'm not like listening. I'm kind of like monologuing here. So like, excuse me if I do lose track of chat. Holy crap, I never thought I'd see Sithu Aye Twitch. Well, hello. I've done this before, but I've been very inconsistent, and I kind of want to be more consistent. So I do want to be streaming a couple of times every week. And just, I don't know. Like today, I've just been talking, and like I said before, it's like super nice to just see like 30 plus people just hanging out while I'm talking after pish for all this time. So yeah, like 4 years ago. I'm pretty sure my last stream was that, like, writing an anime OP in like, I think it was last year, and then I just didn't do anything again. But like I said, I think it's just one of those things where I just had to become, like, I had to be comfortable with me just talking for an hour and a half in front of all of you. So, and like the fact that you guys are interacting makes it so much easier as well. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, another thing as well is mayonnaise an instrument. It is. Everybody get a mayonnaise. I just remember there was another thing as well. Like when you play live, for instance, like, you know, like some bands are like very, like, we're very serious and stuff live, and that's cool as well. But like that's part of their brand and their act. But when I'm supporting a band, for instance, like, people are not necessarily there to see me. They're there to see the headlining band. So I have to sell myself, essentially. Like, I have to sell their time invested in watching me, the support act. And like, it is cool. Like, there are people who come specifically to see me as well, but like a lot of the time they aren't. And one of the best ways I found as a support act, just to convince people that, you know, your music is worth listening to, is just to have fun and look like you're having fun. And it's amazing the amount of times I've had people come up to me after shows and stuff and said, like, you know, it's like, you guys look like you're having an absolute blast up there. And it's like, it's really easy as an audience to engage and listen when it looks like the people playing the music look like they're having fun, right? So that was just a sort of follow on from a previous thought that was brought up. Speaking, do you got a Patreon plan for this year and streaming schedule? So the Patreon stuff, I'm gonna keep doing the monthly stuff, like the monthly updates and like the different tiers of the different bonuses. The stems are gonna be a little bit difficult for people on the stems tier, but like if somebody asks, I will like just bust ass to make that work for them. And I'm pretty sure everybody on the $5 tier gets all the music, and the Dropbox link has been shared a bunch of times, so it should all be there. As in terms of like other stuff, I think as I expand the streaming, I'll probably expand streaming stuff into Patreon as well, if that makes sense. And I don't know how that works with like subs and all that kind of stuff, but I'll figure it out and I'll make it work. Funny, I was signed up on Discord to join your server. I signed up to Twitch to see your stream. Started FFXV because you guys talked about what's the next platform for me to introduce you to. I don't know yet. I'm taking a little break from Final Fantasy 14, but it's fine because like you can take breaks from that game. But I'll definitely play it when like new patches and new expansion comes up. Next platform, OnlyFans. Yeah. I don't even know how to make OnlyFans work for a guitarist, but I mean, still see. Wait, favorite content creator. Sithu Aye rings a Saturn concert would be friggin' awesome. Cute anime followed by murder techno streams. I mean, man, I'm wondering how do I even get on that gig, man. Like, a lot of things have to happen for bands to tour to each other, and like sometimes it's as simple as the headline band being like, yo, want to tour with us, and that has happened in the past for me. But for other tours like that, sometimes like more steps need to happen. We are getting ahead of ourselves because unfortunately I don't even know if live shows are going to happen again this year, but yeah. What besides K-On! And Hibiki Yofune, what anime based on music do you like? Shit. I've not watched Kids on the Slope. Everybody recommends Kids on the Slope, but I've not watched that. I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's like the based on music thing that I like. I just like the music used in a lot of anime. So there's that. Give tones for money. I think my tones are on. Let's check this. Let's check this Dropbox folder of music. So if I go to Dropbox and then Patreon music. Do I have the Axe-Fx tones in there? No, I don't, actually. I should probably do that, just like upload Axe-Fx tones for patrons. Band has been saving up a bunch of money for a potential tour. Oh, that's another thing as well, actually. Tours are just fucking expensive. Like, Jesus. Like, I mean, it might be easier when you're a band and everybody can chip in, but like the way I work it out is that like I don't like people that I hire to pay on tour are not expected to pay of any of the expenses. So I pay all the expenses and I pay for them. And then, I kind of deal with all the money coming in, but like the way it's worked out for me is that like I just don't make profit on tour. So like I've had the question from people being like, you know, is tour not being able to tour affected me? And I kind of feel bad to say when like so many of my like fellow musicians are really suffering from the lack of income from touring that I've been able to make more money because I've not been touring, which sounds horrible, but it is what it is. Oh, there's Beck, Carol on Tuesday, yeah. Those are definitely animes I need to check out. I'm gonna quickly go grab a drink of water, so I'm just gonna BRB. I'll be like 2 minutes. Two minutes was very like liberal. Like I don't need 2 minutes to go get a drink of water. Right, let's see what people are saying. You talk about anime. Yeah, music anime, like I've just not been watching a lot of anime recently, to be honest, so it is what it is. Yeah, like when I watch anime, like I think I said it before, but like I was just waiting for the season to end and then like watch the whole anime in a binge, and then I just didn't, and just before I know it, like 3 seasons had passed and I'm like really behind, but you know, it is what it is. The things I have binged, I binged The Mandalorian and I binged The Boys on Amazon Prime, and that Mandalorian being on Disney Plus, yeah. So I binged those TV shows, but I'm not really been binging anime. I'm watching an anime at the moment called The Wasteful Days of High School Girls, which is kind of like Nichijou, Nichi Bros kind of vibe, or Asobi Asobase kind of vibe, like slice of life, but kind of like absurdist. So yeah. Oh yeah, there's a new season of Attack on Titan. I've been reading the manga for it, so I kind of know what happens at the beginning, but I do want to watch it because I really like. Attack on Titan was one of those shows where everybody was hyped up over the first season, but then like I kind of preferred the second and third season because I felt that was just like a much deeper show as a result of the second and third season. And at the end of the third season, I was kind of just like, holy shit, there's like a lot more to the show than I ever get it credit for. So I do want to watch season 4 eventually. Boring question, but what's my favorite scale? Well, probably just like your regular minor scale. I like Dorian and Lydian, but the cool thing is though, you just start from a major scale. You get every single scale from a major scale. So if I play a major scale, oh. So just remember, you can get every single mode from, well, every single mode of the major scale from the major scale. So you can get like all Dorian, Lydian, and Phrygian and all that stuff from the major scale. So just remember that. So you really only need one scale, or you just need the scales that end up giving you all the other modes. Where was I? That was, sorry, a really random aside. The Boys is fantastic. Yes, it is. I really, really enjoyed The Boys. I can't wait for season 3. For some reason, I don't mind watching weekly. Only was that with Demon Slayer, Cliffhanger. Yeah, I used to do both. Like, I used to binge and I used to watch weekly, and I'm just like not watching anime. It's not like I dislike it or anything. I just like, I don't know. I just haven't set aside the time for it, really. Music theory, yeah. Hello, Wolf Buns. Hello, NL. You just need 2 scales because pentatonic, yeah. That reminds me of teaching sessions from back in the day, yeah. Yeah, I always will teach that because I feel like when I kind of had that like mind blown moment when I realized like everything was just linked together. So it's just like, yeah. The season is so stacked is unreal. I just need to fucking check it out, man. Really helped shape the guitarist I am today. That's cool to hear, man. Like, it's super, like, I don't know. It's just really nice to hear that there's like a real human impact to this shitty anime music that I've made. So no, it's really, really nice to hear for sure. I've been rambling on for a lot longer than I ever planned to, but it's like you guys have made the stream super easy for me. It's nice to get back into the groove with all of your questions. I do think I probably want to end the stream soonish, but I will like just chat for a little bit more and take a few more questions. Which album would you say is your best? I don't know. I think that Set Course for Andromeda has the softest spot for me because like that was the album where I had quit my job. And then, like, a week after releasing the album, I was on a plane to Japan to play shows with Protest the Heroes. So, like, that was, like, a whirlwind experience. But no, I feel like in terms of my representation of me as a musician now, it is Senpai III. Because I feel like those are the musical ideas that are freshest to me. But I really struggle when people ask, you know, what is your favorite album? Because it's really hard to say. Albums you're excited for when they happen, like David's stuff, The Contortionist, or whoever else. I really don't keep track of releases that well. So when stuff comes out, it'll come out and I'll hear it and I'll make my like I said, I'll hear it then and I'll like decide whether I like it or not. But I'll just find out about the albums when they come out. Otherwise, like just chilling, playing video games, and just get like I feel like I'm also just like pleasantly surprised as well. So like when I hear about a new album, I'm like, oh, didn't know that was coming out, but it's out, and I'll listen to it, you know. Which is weird when you're a musician and like so much of what you do as a musician is trying to like advertise and hype up your upcoming music. But yeah, probably a better approach. I waited 7 years for that Corelli album. I mean, people waited. Okay, so how long was this trailer? Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, I watch lore videos. Get over it. Cyberpunk 2070. Where is that original trailer? When did that come out? 8 years ago. People waited 8 years for this game. and then they were just like subjected to people T-posing on top of cars. And like, don't get me wrong, I actually like this game, but like, that's a long time to wait. And I don't know, it's like wild that like that is a time frame that people like expect and wait for things over. T-pose like it's 23. Those are some really like 2077 T-poses. Turned into a flavor of the month game. I mean, like, this is what I'll say about 2077. I like the game, I just wish it was finished. And I don't know if that makes sense, but like, that's my view on it. Like, I think it did it did some cool things. Oh, I didn't realize like I didn't realize I wasn't even showing the screen there. I'm not good at the streaming thing. CD Projekt did chew off a bit more than you could, bit off a bit more than you could chew. Yeah, I mean, it might have seemed that way. I think the thing that kills video games like that is just changing project scope. So like, you have this idea, but then like 2 years into development, you actually want to do something completely different, and that just fucks everything up. And like, it's not healthy for any like creative process. Like, for instance, like, you can imagine like, if you're writing a piece of music, like an album or something, and you have like 3 songs or 4 songs written already after like 6 months, and then 6 months in, you're just like, actually, how about I do something completely different, which makes those first like 3 songs or 4 songs like completely irrelevant. Then you have to go write them again, and then you just add another 6 months to your album writing time. So it's like, it's the same thing, but like, game development is much larger scope. So you're like, you know, you have development teams of dozens to 100 people all working on the shit, and then like, you know, a manager or a creative director down the line who's like, yeah, actually, let's not do that. And you can kind of see why fucking shit gets delayed and things like get kicked down in priority and so on. Thanks for the follow, Sky Vanessa. Shame they didn't push it back. Yeah, they should have just pushed it back. They apparently bricked all development in 2016 for no reason and started over. I can imagine that happening. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen like the articles about Mass Effect Andromeda. It's the same shit for that. Like, they just didn't. Well, I mean, they didn't even know what kind of game they wanted to make, and then they decided on a kind of game, and then, like, that scope was huge, and they had to like bring the scope down until we got what we got, and just wasn't good. I don't know. They started PR way too early in development. Yeah, I think. See you later, Josh. Sensei Josh. Yeah, I feel like the CD Projekt Red were like a much smaller company back then when they announced Cyberpunk, and they were just like, you know, we're really excited that we got this license, and we want to tell people that we're making a game about it, but like, yeah, it's just way too early. And yeah, it's just typical video game stuff, right? Like, they keep saying like, oh no, we'll do better, we'll stop crunch, we'll like not show trailers that like don't show the actual progress of the game, and they keep doing it because like people still buy it anyway, so like they don't really lose. But the thing that really bit Cyberpunk is that the game was like really unfinished. Is this the first stream? It's the first stream of this year, and hopefully not the last. I'm gonna do more streams, and yeah, I mean, I haven't done anything in this stream. Like, I kind of skimmed over Senpai 3, talked about it, talked about the novella, talked about this Course for Andromeda tab book. Volmar, I'm gonna head out. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for chilling, man. Really appreciate it. Have a good one, dude. At the very least, 50 more streams this year. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna try do 3 days a week, and like, maybe on Fridays I'll do like a drinking stream. I'll just like crack open some wine, chat. Well, one of my friends, she jokes that we should do a podcast where like I ask her if she knows anything about a certain topic, and she'll just be like, no, because she doesn't know anything about the stuff I talk about. Like, okay, so today we're going to talk about like quantum, like general relativity, or, you know, the geopolitics of a certain part of the world, or like, you know, early Roman history or something random like that, and we could just learn about something. That's another thing I'd love to do. Like, I am a musician, I guess, in inverted commas, but I want to like not just talk about music in my streams, because I have so many interests, and I love talking about all my interests, and I hopefully will be able to do some kind of streaming content where I'm able to talk about things that aren't music. And I don't know if that's something that you guys want, but I mean, like, I think something, you know, that I did a physics degree at university, so you know that I have interests other than music, and it'll be cool to talk about that. So maybe that's something we can do. And like, I've been talking about so much stuff this stream as well, like video games and stuff like that. So like, I think we'll be fine. I think I'll be good. Have any of you played Valheim? I've not played Valheim. I tried the whole like Minecraft style, like, you know, gathering, base building kind of game, and like I just don't think they're for me. But maybe I'm just yet to find a game that really hooks me. I've not tried Valheim. I might have to. Stream where you just teach us bad words. I mean the word that Scottish people use and Australian people use is am I allowed to say it on Twitch? Is this okay? Let's see. Twitch banned words. Is this because I don't know if I can say this or not, but I say the C word a lot, and it is just normal in Scotland. So I don't know, like some people get really offended by the C word, and in Scotland using the C word is interchangeable for person. You can say that? Okay. So in Scotland the word cunt is completely interchangeable for person. So like if I was out in the streets and I heard someone saying cunt, like literally nothing goes on my head. It's so normal to me that like I don't even think about it. And then like I hear people say that's like really, really offensive and all this kind of stuff, and it's really misogynistic, and it's just like I get it because of the context of the word, but like it just doesn't. I don't have that association, right? Because especially since I hear so many women use it in Scotland as well. It's just the word here. So it is what it is. Like I don't know like what Twitch's rules for all this kind of shit is, but I've been using other swear words though, so like if I'm gonna be in hot water, it'll probably be because of that as well. Hope you play some music someday. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely playing music will definitely be part of my streams. Writing music as well. I think like the thing about playing music though, it's like I don't know, you can watch loads of people for playing music. The thing that I can provide value on and insight on is the actual like music creation process. So I can like, you know, stream my DAW and show you guys like how I go about doing specific things, and I can go into a lot of detail because like, you know, it's like live and it's streamed, so like there's no editing, so you can see just how many takes it takes for me to, you know, do literally anything. So that'd be a cool thing for future streams. And I did that before actually. That was my last stream. Like I wrote like an anime opening thing, which was like, you know, some fucking pseudo marketing for Senpai 3 or something. But I did the whole like creation process, so I can definitely do stuff like that. You haven't heard of people being banned for saying cunt? Okay, that's fine. I mean, I don't know with Twitch, man. Like their decisions on what is and isn't okay on their platform seem completely arbitrary, which is like the most unnerving thing for any content creator is when the people who manage your platform are making arbitrary decisions and are being inconsistent. And like when they're making like arbitrary, inconsistent decisions, you just don't know, so you tend to play it safe. I mean, like, for stuff like how you speak, though, it's really easy. Like, it's so easy to just not swear, I guess. But, like, because of, like, how comfortable and casual the setting is, like, it's super easy to just, you know, drop into that as well. But, yeah. It's just a passing word in Scotland, for sure. If you can swear on stream as long as you mark it for adults only. So I think my stream is set for adults only, so that was basically just so that I can swear and drink on stream. Desensitized and some friends of the it's just I feel like anybody from like the States or something who gets to know a Scottish person, they just get used to it. It's a beautiful word. Scotland sounds like a magical place. Oh man, I need to find out like what's okay to watch on YouTube, because I feel like there's some great fucking YouTube content just showing Scotland like out of context, and like Scotland's one of those countries where we absolutely celebrate all the shite parts of Scotland. Just like drunk hobos running around like shouting incomprehensible nonsense about needing change for a bus or something. Like there's a joke that we call them jakies in Scotland, and they'll come up to you randomly and like they look properly like just the roughest people, but like they don't want you to do you any harm. They'll just come up to you and they'll ask you for a very specific amount of change in this voice. They go, "Oh, yeah, mate. Oh, I just need 27p for the bus, mate. Oh, yeah, I'll be total fucking grand if you can use 27p, mate. Oh, yeah, dancer, mate. Cheers for that, mate. And then like you give him the change, and he'll go off to like a fucking off license to buy some booze or whatever. But actually, no, I had a guy who came up to me and he was like, "Oh, yeah, mate. Oh, just don't want to get stringy along or anything, mate. I just want some money to fucking buy a bottle of wine. Is that alright?" I was like, "I don't have any change on me, but I appreciate your honesty." In case any of you didn't understand, some people are some like they'll just go up and be like, "Yeah, I just want money for booze. You okay with giving me some?" So sometimes being honest works as well. I could literally never stream. I mean, I feel like it's just like public talking taken to like the nth degree. But like the thing about public talking though is like you can't have the bounce back that you have with like Twitch chat. So it's it is harder and it is easier in some ways. Mindless Marty, holy moly, Sithu Senpai, cool to see you here. Welcome. Thank you, man. It's nice to be back. I've done streams before, like I said, but it's been a while since I've done them, and I want to make this a more regular thing. Senpai 0 at the beginning. Oh, do I really want to do a prequel? Nah. I don't know if I can do a prequel. I would lose my shit if that happened in front of my face. Oh, it's just like you just kind of accept it. I saw a fucking drunk guy chase a homeless guy around a bin, and like it was literally just like a regular like public bin or trash can, I guess, if you're in the US, and there was like literally just running around a circle. It was like almost comical, but it was just happening, you know. Glasgow's amazing. It's so funny because like Glasgow's got this reputation for being a rough city, and like there's some rough areas like every single city, but like for the most part, like people are super nice here. People are really lovely. It's a lovely city. It's a great place to also go out and about. Like amazing restaurants, amazing bars and stuff like that. It's just a shame that everything's shut and no one can actually come here. But if I do like drinking streams where I like, you know, drink a bottle of wine and just chat with you guys, I'll probably end up being like, yeah, you should all come to Scotland. You should all come to Glasgow. I'll buy you flights. Hey C2, what's that Jackson back there? Misha one. No, it's a DKA 8. It's an 8-string. It's the 8-string I used on Set Course from Andromeda. And I don't play it. I kind of hate playing 8 strings, so it's just there. What animes are you watching recently in video games? I think I said it before to everybody, but I've not been watching a lot of anime recently just because I just haven't. No particular reason. Sometimes you just kind of stop. I've been watching Wasteful Days of High School Girls with a friend, which is kind of like, you know, Nichibro's kind of show. And then for a video game, I recently finished Horizon Zero Dawn on PC because I heard the port was like finally fixed, so I gave that a go. Really enjoyed that. It's not as good as Ghost of Tsushima, which I think was my favorite game of 2020 in terms of like open world stuff at the very least. But it's still a really good game. Enjoyed Horizon Zero Dawn a lot, and like no spoilers, I guess, but like you kind of know that the game's like post-apocalyptic, and like part of the intrigue of that game is trying to find out what actually happened to humanity. And what I will say is that it was worse than what I thought. I had a couple of ideas in my head for what actually happened, and it turned out even worse. Ghost of Tsushima, is that the new Pog emote? PogChamp? Oh no. God damn, I hope Ghost of Tsushima gets a PC port. Like, yeah, no. After playing Horizon Zero Dawn, like, seeing a PS4 game, like, on PC, on, like, maxed out settings, and, like, playing at, like, 60 frames a second and shit like that, I was just like, yes, I need that, but for Ghost of Tsushima on PC. Also, I quite like that Pog emote. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Have you played Sekiro? I've played Sekiro for a bit, but I never finished it because I'm a damn casual, apparently. This happens with every single Souls-like game. I start them and then I stop, and then I leave them for like 6 months to a year, then I come back and I just like fall in love with them. So like, you know, I did the same for the first Dark Souls game. I never actually finished Dark Souls 2, but Dark Souls 2 kind of sucked. Actually not. Yeah, same thing for Dark Souls 3. Like I played it and then I stopped, and then I finally came back to Dark Souls 3, and like me and a friend like basically did like a simultaneous playthrough so we could do like co-op as well as we played. And I finished Dark Souls 3 then. And same for Bloodborne. I never finished Bloodborne because like I need to like play it, stop, and then come back and play it. I don't know what it is. It's like I feel like every single Souls game kind of has to like click for me at a certain point. So just waiting for. I actually just need to reinstall and play it. Actually, I might play it on stream so you can see like how bad I am in those games. But like, I don't know, they're just a lot of fun. And I think Neo 2 came out as well, and I got that recommended to me as well. So I'll see about playing that. Also played Code Vein, but like Code Vein's good, and that's like a more story-driven like Souls-like game with like a really like crazy anime character creator. But like there are bits in that game I'm just like, who designed these fucking levels, man? Komodo Hype was the best choice for PogChamp. It's pretty good. Are you into fighting games? Guilty Gear Weekend. I'm not into fighting games, unfortunately. I think the pretty much the only competitive game I play is League of Legends. But like even then I play that game very casually in that like I only really play like normal games with friends. I tried playing ranked, and I don't know, I just have more fun playing that game with friends. Like I don't really care about grinding on solo queue, especially since like I'm a fucking 30-year-old man who's got time for that shit. Genshin Impact. I played Genshin Impact for a bit until like I think I said this before in the stream, but like the opening of it was good, really intriguing, really got me sucked into the world, and then like I got to the point where it's just like it's a gacha game now. So I just I played Fate Grand Order for ages, and that was like my gacha game. I think I might play a bit more of that now. But like I just like the whole grinding for mats thing, and like it was the other thing as well. I couldn't progress in the story because I need to grind for levels. I was just like, I can't be doing with that. Ranked games give me Ligma. What's Ligma? Anyway, I gotta know, C2, best waifu in Genshin or anime in general. Best waifu in Genshin? I can't even remember. Like, let's look this up. Genshin Impact characters. Oh, we got tier list. Hello. Settings. Oh my god, that's... Yeah. Whatever. Wow, there's a load more. I remember Barbara. I had Barbara, Beidou, Chongyun. Did I get Diluc? I can't remember. I got Diona, Official. I think I stopped playing before Ganyu came out. Didn't get Jean, got Kaya, didn't get Keeking. I got Klee, Lisa. What was the question? Best waifu? I don't even know. I'm just looking at Genshin characters. But then the thing is though, if you look at like... Is it the... Which wiki is it? This one, yeah. If you look at just the number of fucking servants in this, the characters in this game, go to tier list. And then it's just like, this is just the 5 stars, by the way, in this game. There are more 5 stars in Fate Grand Order than there are characters in Genshin Impact. So, yeah, this game is gacha hell. And it's very, I think it has like the worst drop rates out of any gacha game. So, yeah, they really get you. New remaster of Nier. Oh yeah, the new Nier remaster. Like that's gonna be pretty sick because I really liked Nier Automata, and I loved like the tie-in stuff that Final Fantasy 14 did, like the crossover with the Nier Automata. So it'd be cool to actually play the original game because I feel like the original game kind of just went under my radar, and they did that weird thing where in the West we got an old man, and in the Japanese version they got like a kid. So like in the Western version it was the it was a dad, and in the Japanese version it was a brother. And it was like, it feels like so much extra development effort. But then obviously Yoko Taro was just like, you know what, just androids and frilly dresses for the next game. I was like, okay, fair, don't need to change that for the Western market. Yeah. People just typing their favorite Genshin waifus. Ligma D's nuts. Oh no, I've been done. I've been done by Kato. I'm gonna head off, enjoy the stream. Thanks, man. Thanks. Ext. I'm just gonna say Ext. But yeah, like I don't even remember why I was starting to talk about Genshin Impact and gacha games. You got him. You got me, you guys. You got me. But yeah, so don't even. Yeah, I'm just at that point where I'm just like, I don't even remember how we got to where we are. But yeah, people talk about Genshin waifus. I don't know if I will get back into Genshin, but it's just like it is what it is. And people talk about like ranked games, yeah. So yeah, League of Legends ranked is just like, bleh. And people are very like, it's one of those games where it's like it's really interesting because like everybody just like, the best way to get better at that game is to recognize your own mistakes. So everybody goes in that game being like, I didn't make any mistakes. Prog-chan is my favorite waifu. Redheads unite. I don't know if I want to break your heart, but Prog-chan is not a redhead. She's got brown hair. It's Reina who's redhead. You might get DMCA for music. Yeah. If I know anything about this artist, that this artist who makes this music is a dick. So I'm probably gonna get the DMCA. Genshin is starting to struggle from the Destiny curse. She becomes so powerful, it's meaningless in the end. So one of the things I actually did like about Genshin is like, you know, when I played FGO, like everything was like just fucking stats and levels, right? Whereas in Genshin, a lot of it was like you can just play the game and beat stuff like that. So I just wonder how they like, you know, actually manage that kind of stuff. I'll play this artist music just to fight them. Yeah, actually, no, that's what you guys should do. Just to spite this artist, play this music on your streams and stuff, because we want to get to this guy. Make sure we punish all the asshole musicians by playing their music on stream. But yeah, like I said, I've not played Genshin in a couple of months. What have I been playing actually? Apart from Horizon Zero Dawn and League of Legends. I played Cyberpunk earlier. I think I said that already. Then I did another XCOM 2 playthrough because I think XCOM just fun. Hello, Dagonis. I'm doing good. Got into Hades recently. Oh yeah, I want to try out Hades actually. That also seems like it'd be a fun game to play on stream as well, since it's like roguelike, so you kind of just like learn as you go. There's no like, I feel like with story games it's kind of awkward because like you're always spoiling it for people, and not necessarily everybody wants to watch that, and not necessarily everybody wants to watch League of Legends because League of Legends is like, so much of that game requires like knowing what's going on. Yeah, I think I might do that actually. Maybe the first game I'll play on stream is Hades, and I'll like figure it out as we go along, and you guys can tell me that I'm fucking shit at it. And then I think like for streaming though, it's also like nice to play chill games like City Sky. Actually, we could do like an XCOM playthrough where like I'll have people in the chat be like, do you want to be this character? And like they'll be like, yes, and then you'll just horribly die in the next mission. I don't mind backseat arena, especially for games like XCOM where it's like the chat interaction can be like pretty good. And like I said, like I just play like an Iron Man playthrough of XCOM where like no take backsies and everything is like final, and like everything will just, you just have to commit to it, you know. I was looking for Reina's name, and when she first appears in Senpai II, she was looking at Prog-chan instead. I was baited. Yeah, Reina is the redhead in the Senpai lore. I think I might play League, but like again, it's just like I don't know how interested you guys are watching my fucking boosted ass play League of Legends, but it is what it is. I think I said fucking like half an hour ago that I was looking to like wind down and stop, but I think I'm gonna call it there. But like it's been absolutely lovely chatting to all you wonderful people. It's been quite nice as well because it's just been me talking, and the fact that you guys stayed around for that like made me like pretty confident into moving forward with the streaming stuff, that like, you know, I'm not gonna bore you guys to death. So yeah, put Rain and Genshin Impact. Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, so what's today? Today's Wednesday, so I'm gonna stream again on Friday. Might do the drinking stream, might not. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, thank you guys for coming to hang. It's been an absolute blast, and I'll see you all on Friday. So have a good one. Peace.